You would never believe that was a go-home show of a pay-per-view. That was a go-home Monday Night Raw for Night of Champions. You would never believe me if I told you. Ain't no way the WWE of old would give us a show like that before a pay-per-view in the summer. Come on, man. This is meant to be the greatest roster of all time, which they keep telling us. Alright, this card is not good. This card is called Night of Champions, and there's about 2 champions wrestling on it. How many more pay-per-views are we going to get where the champions don't show up, the feuds aren't good, the storylines are rushed, because you do pay-per-views every 2 weeks, and now your show sucks too. Before, we used to use the pay-per-views, sorry, the weekly shows to hype up the pay-per-views. I don't need, and then I think we moved to a point where the pay-per-views were being used to hype up Raw and SmackDown, because they started caring more about the TV viewers. I couldn't tell you what they're doing now. I couldn't tell you. I think it's just operation fit in as many ads as you possibly can. That is the goal. Well, we'll talk about Monday Night Raw real quick. Unfortunately, well, by the way, I'm on holiday for a week, so I may be late in my Night of Champions, unfortunately. But I will try to watch, obviously, Punk. See, I will try to watch the whole card because I don't miss a show. But I just might be very late in uploading a review. So Raw opens up with the worst faction I potentially have seen in ever, or a very long time. Seth Rollins comes out. He needs his music changed because this man is meant to be the biggest heel on Raw, and he comes out and he's dancing, and the fans are singing, and he hits his catchphrases, and the fans sing the catchphrase, they sing the song, they say, what are we doing? Name me one characteristic of Seth Rollins that has changed since he turned heel. He's still dancing, he's still singing, he's still wearing goofy clothes. Like, what's he doing? This character is the same Seth Rollins as he was. Like, how he's behaving now is how he's been behaving towards CM Punk for 2 years. As a face. And this is meant to be the big heel. This is meant to be... Paul Heyman tried to tell us that, Roman Reigns 5 years ago was not, this is where Seth Rollins is now. Come on, man. I ain't buying that. Seth said the fans don't know what they want. Wonder why. So Seth said he doesn't care what they want. That's why they need a visionary like him. Punk is back because WWE wanted to cash in on how much Seth hates him. There's no second coming of Cody Rhodes without Seth Rollins. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm not talking about Jacob Fatu Yada Min. He talked about LA Knight taking tsunami after tsunami after tsunami. And that was it. That was it. He said, no one annoy me. If you push me too far, I'm going to bite back. Boring. Boring. Then we have Breaker versus Penta. And in this match, I feel like this is happening too regularly for my liking, but people are kicking out Mexican Destroyers. Kevin Owens took out Randy Orton. My Power Driver was banned from the WWE for been banned for like 12 years, 15 years, not including The Undertaker. Sorry, I'm getting old. Probably like 8, more like 18 years. Other than Undertaker and Kane, Kevin Owens hit a power driver on Orton, and he was out for months. And he hit a power driver on Sammy, and he was out for months. Well, that was proper powerbomb. The power driver came back like in 2 weeks. But now we're kicking out of Mexican Destroyers. Come on, man. That is technically a power driver. That should be a match ender. But yeah, Breaker kicked out of that, and it was on a regular Raw match, and I don't like that. That should have been built up as a killer move. Breaker hits, Penta goes for a springboard, Breaker spears him out of midair, Breaker wins, Breaker barks. Seth warned Penta after the match and said, "This is your last warning, stay out of my way." Breaker doesn't look any better than he did prior to joining Seth Rollins, because prior to joining Seth Rollins, he was winning Intercontinental titles, and he was defending Intercontinental titles, and he was cool, and he had the crowd cheering for him, and now he has demoted himself for some reason, and still hasn't explained why. Lol. Next we have Adam Pearce backstage, and he talks to AJ Styles, and he said, "Sorry about this, mate. Dom is injured, so your IC title match is going to have to get delayed. The Night of Champions match is off. So that's another title, that's another champion at Night of Champions who will not be there." The New Day and Waller enter. Speaking of champions, these are your tag team champions. And I think Adam Pearce says, "Oh, I'm going to put you guys in a match." And those two go, "A match?" Like, they're self-aware because I ain't seen these brothers wrestle since WrestleMania. At least not for the titles. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if they did. It wasn't memorable. I don't think they've had a feud yet. But yeah, next week we're gonna get New Day versus Finn and JD. So we're just gonna go from one tag team that doesn't defend the titles to another one that doesn't defend the titles and just holds them, uses them as a prop. So yeah, heel versus heel too. So I don't know who's excited for that. My guess, my guess is the New Day have completely lost steam since the Big E heel turn, which was great in itself. But this is probably going to be used as a prop to either probably get Roxanne to join the Judgment Day or kick her out. Most likely the former. Waller also shows up and says, "Don't treat my mates like that," to Adam Pearce. And that's it. That is it. No Austin Theory, no explanation. All they've done for like 4 weeks now is show Waller talking to the New Day backstage. We never get the content of these conversations, just talking. Today we got Waller to speak and he said, "Don't treat my mates like that." He got 30 seconds of airtime in a show that's full of 40 minutes of ads. Wait, sorry, 30 seconds is generous. He said one line and left. He got about 5 seconds of airtime. Where is Austin Theory? Come on, man. Last time I saw him, the crowd were chanting his name. Then we have an interview with Goldberg and Michael Cole. Looks like a pre-taped interview type of situation. And long story short, well, it's not even a long story. Short story, even shorter. He said that he's going to beat the F out of Gunther. And that's the end of that. JD is backstage. Sorry, that's the Judgment Day, not just JD McDonough. They all miss Liv Morgan. Because Liv Morgan obviously unfortunately got injured last week. Wishing her a speedy recovery. Finn said, "Look, Liv wouldn't want you guys sulking." And he motivated Roxanne to win her Queen of the Ring match, which is coming up. He motivated Dominic to, beat up AJ Styles when that eventually happens. So I guess because championships don't get defended at Night of Champions anymore. And he told JD that next week they're going to win the tag team titles. I feel like I've heard this all before. Am I going insane? Because I'm sure I've heard the Judgment Day over the last 10, 12 months. We're going to get the women's title back to the Judgment Day. We're going to get the tag titles back to Judgment Day. We're going to get the IC title to Judgment Day. You guys are bums. Just get over it. You man ain't cooking the way you were when Finn and Damien had double tag titles. When Damien was Mr. Money in the Bank. On top of that, Dom was a North American NXT title. Rhea had the world title. Come on, man. You lot are bums in comparison. Why does Dominic not have like a storyline properly as championship? His main storyline should be the title. It's not rocket science. But yeah, I guess he doesn't have a storyline, and his storyline is sulking backstage because Liv Morgan got hurt. Then it cuts to Bayley and Lyra backstage in 20 seconds max. Bayley basically saying to Lyra, "I don't know why I need your permission to have a title match," and Lyra said, "Don't worry, we're good." Tease, I suppose. Then we have Roxanne versus Jade, Queen of the Ring. This was a very short match, and Jade got the W. I'm pretty sure. I feel like Jade is going to win now. She had a face-off with Asuka after the match, who's the other finalist. Looks like it's a win for Jade. I'd be shocked and quite disappointed if it's Asuka. Unless Naomi interferes and costs her, or Bianca interferes and costs her. But otherwise, if there's no shenanigans, Jade should be winning this. Otherwise, we've wasted a lot of time, haven't we? So I wouldn't put it past them to do the opposite. So next we have Rusev and Sheamus backstage. Mate, Rusev has lost. He debuted to a massive pop after WrestleMania. Massive. Not after WrestleMania, I think it was. And then he went and beat up a jobber. Akira Tozawa. And then the week after that, I'm pretty sure he beat him up again. No, he might have even got beaten up by two when he got outnumbered. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Then on the third week, I think he had a match with him, and it was back and forth, and then he finally tapped him out. And now he showed up backstage, and I couldn't care less. Well done, Triple H booking. He had a little shouting match with Sheamus, and Rusev said Sheamus is pretending to be everyone's friend. They're going to fight at some point. I forgot if they announced it or not. Who cares? At least Sheamus is, good at grit in the ring and will probably give us a banger after banger after banger. And then next we have World Heavyweight Champion Gunther Two-time world heavyweight champion now. He had to be fair to him, solid promo. This was probably the only parts of the show I liked. Cody J was good too. Yeah, solid promo. Crowd got good crowd reactions. They seemed to like him today. I forgot what city they were in. But he basically said, "This is not 1999 anymore. I'm the guy now. Goldberg is a 50-year-old one-trick pony that can't lace his boots." And then he said, he is going, like, the legacy and myth of Bill Goldberg dies with Gunther. Or dies at Saturday Night's main event. Good, short, sweet, to the point, and what more can you do without Goldberg in the ring? So, yeah, good stuff. Gunther looked intimidating. So, that is, yeah, a strong promo, which is probably better than any Jey Uso promo we had since Jey became world champion. And the problem is, yeah, I actually like Jey, and I actually think he's an incredible promo. But the second WWE realized they got their hands on like a merchandising sort of branding sort of yeet, 4 letters, 1 word, allow it, man. Come on, man. Yeah, second they realized they could use that and sell it. They've destroyed Jay's character like that. Go and Google or YouTube or Bing or Yahoo search or whatever you want to do, yeah? Microsoft Edge, Minak here. Google Jey Uso Bloodline promos, or Jey Uso Crash Out promos, or Jey Uso promo He Hates Roman Reigns. He was insane. Jey Uso promo when he's angry at Sami Zayn. When you give that man a story, and if he's like, when Jey is conflicted, he is so good. His promos are incredible. And that is what got him over to begin with. That is why he got over, because of the stories he told. He made us feel something. We felt sorry for him. We started rooting for him. That's how he got over to begin with. Yes, the yeet was a nice touch. The entrance was a nice touch. But those promos, when he had emotion and characters, what we got him over to begin with. And they just ruined it, man. Look at my lips. You're ruining it. Oh, so frustrating. Then, for maybe the 15th week in a row, we get Karrion Kross backstage with Sami Zayn. I've seen this one before, haven't we all? But Karrion Kross says, I'll give you 2 guesses. You should get it in 1. "You'll never be world champion being this way. Trying to turn this man heel." Sami, I don't know how he made it look this good, but Sami just delivered a right hook to Karrion Kross. Nice, like, connection. And mate, he said that he's spoken to Adam Pearce. The match is official. Tick-tock. I don't know if it's going to be at Night of Champions. I hope so. Let me check. Yes, it will, according to Wikipedia. I think that's a great spot for Karrion Kross. You're finally going to capitalise on all these weekly 2-second appearances. I hope he still remembers how to wrestle, because you ain't giving him any match time. But yes, this is a good opportunity for him. He's going to be in front of a crowd that's very pro Sami Zayn, so I'm sure he can make that interesting. Hopefully the crowd's wide awake. But yeah. Good. I like that. Unfortunately, you know, a different issue is there's no champions fighting on Night of Champions. But this is a great sort of not main event. Even though it could be a very hot opener, to be fair, coming out with Sami Zayn's music in the Saudi crowd. Could be a good mid-card match. Would I go as far as saying upper mid-card? I don't think so, because I think upper mid-card is obviously the King of the Ring final, the Queen of the Ring final. Potentially even Solo and Jacob. I think this could be a good opener. Open with Sami Zayn and Karrion. Yeah, good. Finally, some payoff. And then watch when Karrion just loses. That's going to be silly, isn't it? Bayley and Becky for the IC title. When everyone has to, speaking of King of the Ring, all these guys are fighting tournaments to win a world title match, or you know, complete tournaments to win the first ever IC title, or win Money in the Bank to try and cash in on the title. Bayley just returned, tacked Becky Lynch to the back, and here she is with a title match. Nothing makes sense. I don't know anymore. I don't know why I question it. It just is what it is, isn't it? Bayley versus Becky, IC title. Bayley comes out in her WrestleMania gear that she would have worn. Says Michael Cole, that she would have worn if Becky didn't attack her before her match, or a few days before her match. This match was like a nothing match, and there was a terrible spot that, and it's probably one of the worst spots in wrestling, and I hate it with every fiber of my being. It is yeah, Becky tried to bury Bailey with chairs. Are you trying to tell me that a grown adult, like, if even okay, you're not knocked out, first of all. The point, I assume, yeah, let's break the fourth wall. I assume the point, or sorry, let's keep kayfabe alive. I assume the point of burying someone under chairs is so they cannot get up. How are you telling me that a grown man or grown woman can't, when they wake up, like push a steel chair off their body? Okay, or an office chair, the ones the announcers sit on. Come on, man, this is silly. Like, that doesn't work. This happens. Wait, it should never happen. It don't make no sense. Why would they not just be able to push off a ladder? Maybe is one thing. Yeah, that at a push, even that. But sometimes in wrestling, you have to be a bit silly about things. A ladder or steps or the announce table, sure. Steel chairs, foldable steel chairs that you could literally like flick off with 4 fingers, possibly, or at least one hand. Come on, man. Stupid spot. Anyway, Lyra attacked Becky because she got annoyed, and then that means that Becky won via disqualification, which means that she retains her title via champion advantage, and then Bailey was obviously annoyed at Lyra, so we'll see where that goes. A triple threat could bang. If they get the pieces in the right place and the story in the right place, a triple threat between these three could bang. But let's see where that goes. It's good for the women's IC title, though. I can't say the same for the US title, the women's on the other side. I don't know why Zelina got it. I don't know what she's done with it since. And Chelsea Green was, at least she talked about it every day and was kind of breathing life into it. She made a character. She was pledging her allegiance and stuff. I couldn't tell you where. I don't know when the last time I saw the US title on TV was. She's got rubbish entrance music too. But the women's IC title is getting a very good spotlight. We got 2 Hall of Famers in Bailey and Becky Lynch, so I can't fault that. Backstage we have Chad Gable was bullying Penta because we're still running this for some reason. Bullying, he was waffling, he was chatting to him about, oh, it was so great to see you lose, and Penta just attacked him and retaliated. So this feud is going to continue for another 6 months. Congratulations. Raquel, I forgot, there was a part in the earlier Judgment Day segment where Raquel got, I think Finn said something like, there's no point complaining about it, and Raquel got really angry, and then Finn said, that's it, that's what I want to see. Now go out and call out Rhea Ripley, and channel that anger into that. So here is Raquel calling out Rhea Ripley. She just asked for a fight, and out came Rhea Ripley, because Rhea Ripley never wrestles on Monday Night Raw, she always has segments and promos. Rhea comes out, Rhea gets the upper hand. She takes a table out, sets the table up, and suddenly Roxanne Perez jumps on her. So this obviously, what's the word? Restrained Rhea Ripley. And then after the distraction, Raquel picked her up, ton a bomb through a table, and yeah, I think she seemed pretty pleased with Roxanne. So I'm guessing this ends with Roxanne joining, and then potentially ending with a feud between Roxanne and Liv, which would be a good match, to be fair, I reckon, and a good way to elevate Roxanne. I just don't want it to happen within the Judgment Day. So bored of it. Just so bored. I feel like they'd both benefit from just being single stars away from the Judgment Day at this point. But then again, their booker is Triple H, so then again, maybe not. Now we have the main event, the semi-final King of the Ring. We got Jey Uso versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Yes, we got Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes. This was a good match, back and forth. They shook hands at the beginning, obviously, and yeah, interesting because Jey was going for trying to hit a crossroads in this match at one point. I think Cody went for a crossroads. Jey just sort of span out of it straight into putting Cody into the crossroads setup for himself. There was a point where Jey. Oh yeah, that was at the end. Trying to think, what was the other point? Oh yeah, and then so eventually Jey actually did hit a crossroads, which is interesting. It's nice to see how rarely people steal finishes, because when people do still finishes, I still kind of go like, oh wait, no, I've not seen that in a while, so that's good. Get a little pop out of me. Yeah. So yeah, keep it rare, please. So yeah, Jay hit Crossroads and Cody kicked out. And then there was a point when Cody started putting in Kimura lock on Jay. I haven't seen Cody do that in a while, so that was fun. Surprised he saved that for this match and didn't use it in like the main event of WrestleMania. But oh, wait, maybe he did. That match was terrible. I've kind of erased it from my memory. There was okay. This is how the match ended, and this is what I wasn't happy about. Jey Uso sort of, yeah, he super kicked him. He super kicked Cody, and then he threw Cody into the ropes. He bounced off the ropes himself. Bang! Spear. And, basically didn't waste any time. And he got up to hit a frog splash. And Cody no-sold it. He no-sold it. And as Jay was gonna... I started shouting at the TV because the camera was on Jay entirely. Just on the turnbuckle, stood up. And then all of a sudden you see Cody come into shot. And then Cody first of all, no-sold it. So I was like, why the hell is he no-selling that? It's been 2 seconds. And he just took a finisher and 2 super kicks. And he's already up on the top rope. And yeah, he got up and hit a super RKO. He is super RKO off the top rope to Jay. Pinned him 1, 2, 3. And then obviously hugged after the match. I have another problem with this booking. The match was good, but the problem is that the Night of Champions King of the Ring final is now Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, which is great. But why is this happening with no heat? No heat, no build-up, no heel versus face, no heel turn. We've just, think about it. There's no build-up to this. They're in the King of the Ring final. They haven't interacted. How much have they interacted in the lead-up to this? Randy Orton showed up to SmackDown, returned 2 weeks ago. Had his quarterfinal match, had his semi-final match. Last week on SmackDown, they had that 4-man promo thing, but Cody didn't get a word in. And we're now getting Cody versus Randy, which people have wanted since the day Cody returned, April 2022. It's been 3 years. And now we finally get it. And there's no story. There's no story. It's not heel v face. Everyone was hoping that Randy, turns heel and Punk kicks Cody in the head, or turns heel, or Cody turns heel, goes homeland on Randy Orton or something. No. We're gonna get a bland face v face. We're gonna get a bland heel v heel tag team next week. We're gonna get what are we doing? What are we doing? That was a money match. That arguably should have been the main event or main event night 1 of WrestleMania. 2 months ago. What are we doing? I'm done. It'll be good, but I feel like we did kind of waste an opportunity there because that was one of the big matches they had in their pocket, big money matches, and we're just going to get it in Saudi for a King of the Ring match. In a bit.